Hey dolls and friends, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new here, my name is Michawn and this is my clan. And on this channel, I create high-end farmhouse home decor using Dollar Tree items or other affordable things. But if you're not new, hey doll, hey. So hey friends, it's been a while. I'm back, she's back. And I've got a special edition today. Everyone please meet Phoebe Mackenzie. She's looking up at the light up there. This is Phoebe, and she's a month and a half. She's 6 weeks. So I am 6 weeks postpartum, and she is getting all the attention and all the love, especially from this one right here. Oh, God bless you. Bless you. I honestly think that he's her favorite as well. Yeah. Because she just is very calm with him. This headband's not staying on. Not that she likes it. Anyways, here's the boys. You guys haven't seen them in a while. And they are getting big.
Hey, yeah.
Huh, Isaiah, you getting big?
Yeah. Yes, me too.
Isaiah's a little camera shy right now.
I'm not.
You're never camera shy. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So anyways, let's get down to business. And the reason you probably came to this video or clicked on the video, besides probably wanting to see my new baby and my boy. So in today's video, I'm sharing with you guys some Valentine's decor DIYs. I absolutely love all of them. These are all oldies but goodies. Obviously, because I just had a baby, I am not attempting to even try to be superwoman or super mom. I'm doing the best that I can and as much as I can. With her, I was able to finish 1.5 crafts, and that is not even for Valentine's Day decor. It's just for like regular like farmhouse home decor. Anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy the video. I really enjoyed putting this compilation together. You're going to get tons of inspiration, tons of different ideas for different decor pieces, whether it be tier trays, wall decor, or just some table decor, or even stuff that you may want to gift. So yeah. But if you do continue to enjoy this video, I would appreciate if you give me a big thumbs up. If you're new, love what you see, but also love all things home decor, DIY on a budget, I would also appreciate if you consider subscribing and hitting the bell right next to it so you're notified every time that I upload. Miss Phoebe is not happy right now, so let's go ahead and jump into the DIYs. For my first two tray DIY, I'm using this wood house frame from the Dollar Tree, as well as some of these Valentine's Day like phrases. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It was $2.99. I think it was like 50% off or something like that. So what I'm going to do is paint the house using my Waverly chalk paint in white, and then I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in crimson and my black painter's pen and paint the XOXO phrase. So I used a chippy brush to paint the house so it can get those distressing streaks without having to do a lot of sanding on it. So I picked up these from Amazon. They're linked to my Amazon store in my description box below, so find it there. And then with my XOXO phrase, I did the red hearts. I did the hearts in that red paint color, and then I just colored the X's with that black paint pen. Super easy. If you have paint pens, I plan on investing in some paint pens to make these kind of smaller letters and projects a lot easier. But this is how everything looks after it's dry, and I am just going to simply hot glue my phrase onto the front of the house. I'm using hot glue and not super glue gel so that I can change this out. That's it for this one. Let's move on to the second one, because I'm just going to show you guys how I make everything, and then we'll do a reveal at the end. So for this one, I'm using some rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree. They're new Valentine's Day stickers. I'm going to use a pair of the lips, and then I have this like chalkboard easel sign that I got from Dollar General. It was just $1. So with rub-on transfers, just cut out the letters that you need, place them where you want to place them, and then rub them with your finger or any other solid surface that you have. Sometimes you can use a card. I like to use my little Cricut tools because it just makes it a little bit easier and precise for me. And I love these gold rub-on transfers. I've been loving the gold rub-on transfers in any kind of font. So I just put the word kisses on the front of it, and then I am going to paint the lips using my crimson chalk paint. I absolutely love this red color. It's like really bright red, but it still gives me that deep look color to it. Then after that's dry, I just use my hot glue gun gun to hot glue it right down underneath the word kisses as center as I can. You can position it any way you want, but that's it for this one. For my third tier tray DIY, I'm using these rectangular wood planks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use one plank. I'm going to get my miter saw, and just cut this. I think I was able to get 4 pieces out of this. So just really eyeball the rectangular shape and just kept cutting until I was done. Once I had my 4 pieces, then I sanded it down using my sanding sponge from the Dollar Tree. And you can see I have a really messy surface. And I absolutely love my little ladybug vacuum. I know a few of you guys have said that you have the same kind of vacuum, but I love it. And I know y'all love it too. It just gives me a really good clean surface. If you're looking for something kind of like this, my Amazon store in my description box below. But just make sure you get these corners and these sides really smooth on these wood pieces. Then I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in white, as well as my apple barrel acrylic paint color in elephant gray, and just paint 2 of each color. This is what they look like once they're dry. And then I'm going to make these cute little envelopes. So I'm going to take my painter's pen again in black. You can use a Sharpie for this, black color, whatever you want. But I had my painter's pen right there, and I just drew what I thought an envelope would look like and just did a square on the inside and then 1 triangle, 2 lines to make it look like a long triangle. So I did that on each one, and then I decided to paint my hearts. Now you can use the ornaments that Dollar Tree has for the Valentine's Day, in the Valentine's Day section. They also have little stickers, like heart stickers. They have pink, wood color, they have red, but I decided I really wanted to do like a crafted, hand painted version of this. So that's basically what I did. I got a small, narrow paintbrush and just freehand my red heart on each of these. Now I did have to go back and do another coat because you could still kind of see the black painted envelope through the middle of the heart. So just to make sure that I didn't have that, I just did 2 coats. Next, I'm going to take these 20mm wood beads from Amazon. I did 15 in this white color. I'm using some white apple barrel acrylic paint, put it in a sandwich bag, swish it around to get the color on it or the paint on it. And then I like to put mine in the top of a box and then kind of roll them around because it gets the excess paint off and you won't have any clunky beads. You just keep rolling them around, swishing them around. I didn't have that much paint on these white beads, but on my gray ones I did. So I did white and gray. And then my gray beads are not 20 mm. They are actually 16 mm. So keep that in mind. I just used what I had on hand. Then I took some jute twine from the Dollar Tree in the automotive section, fished it through my threading needle after I put some tape on the end to make it an easier fish through. And then I just fished through the rest of my white beads through that thread. Once they were all through, I just tied it off on one of the ends to make it a knot. I am not going to make a tassel for this. I just wanted to make it really simple. I thought that having the envelope on one end was enough. So I just knotted it. I did a double knot and then cut it off on the end. Once I had that done, it was time for me to attach it to my faux envelope. So I used my drill to drill a hole in one side of the gray envelope. And then I fished through the white beaded garland through that, and then just tied it off. I think I tied this and knotted it 3 times on the back side, but I also secured it with some hot glue so that way it did not move. And then for my gray beaded garland, I'm actually going to attach that to a white faux envelope. And I did the same process using my drill. I did it on the opposite side and then tied it off and then glued it down just to get more of a secure hold to it. And that's it for these ones. I left actually 2 of the envelopes as is, so you can kind of just toss them in your tiered tray however you want. I just thought it was a really cool and fun idea, and I really love how these turned out. For the next DIY, I am taking these wood letters that I pick up from Amazon. I absolutely love them, as well as this tag sign. I've had it for the longest. I don't even know where it came from. So I spelled out Feb 14, and I painted those using my crimson colored chalk paint. And I put it on this piece of painter's tape. It makes it so much easier to paint these small wood letters. So pro tip, put it on some painter's tape and paint, and it'll make your life a whole lot easier. And then for this, I use my glue gun. You guys know I love my super glue gel, but I use my glue gun because I probably am going to use this tag again. So I wanted to be able to take off these letters and reuse the tag for another season. So that's why I use the hot glue. But if you want a more permanent hold, then use the super glue gel from Dollar Tree. And then I just made a simple bow out of my twine and hot glued it to the top. For the next DIY, I'm taking this Peep Peep sign that I actually got from Walmart last year. It was on sale. It was like 25 cents. Some scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby and these heart crafts that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I think after the sale price, it was like $1.50 or something like that. Now, heads up for this DIY, I lost a lot of footage. Not sure how it happened, but this one's going to go really quickly, even though this one is a few more steps. So what I did is I took off the colored wood beads on top because I didn't want to use it. I popped out the backing of it, and originally I was going to put the scrapbook paper on the backing. So I traced that out and cut it out to size and put that to the side. Then I wanted to figure out which size heart I wanted. So I measured it on to the backing to see which one looked better, and the smaller one looked better. Then I realized I kind of wanted to put that scrapbook paper on the heart. So I scratched that plan, sat back for a second to make sure that's what I wanted to do. So it is. So I ended up painting the backing with the Waverly chalk paint and ink. I actually used the back side, not the front side, with the tag still on. And I usually cover my projects with brown craft paper so it has a finished look. So make sure you do that so it looks finished. I didn't do it on this one because I was just like in the zone of like trying to figure out if this is the route I wanted to take. But anyways, I traced out my heart and cut that down to size, and then I used the liquid adhesive that you can get at the Dollar Tree to adhere the paper on there. Now you can use a glue stick. I just didn't have any more, and I just didn't want to use Mod Podge. I just grabbed the first adhesive that was near me. Then I took out my wood letters again to spell Be Mine and painted that using my crimson chalk paint. This is where it got dicey. I just lost the footage of me putting this all together. So I used my super glue gel to put the backing back into the frame, and then I hot glued the heart onto the middle of the backing, and then used the super glue gel to put Be Mine at the bottom. So that's what it looks like. Next up, we're taking some yarn and some more of the hearts, and then this cone shape styrofoam that you can get from the Dollar Tree. So I took this red and white, what is this called? Some places call it gift trim, some places call it baker's twine. I just wrapped it around one of the smaller hearts. So I'm using 2 small hearts and 2 large hearts. So I just wrap it. The trick to this, to not use any hot glue, is just to keep wrapping it where it's even and it pulls and it's tight enough. So go even on one side to the next. I really hope that makes sense. But when you do it, you'll be able to figure it out. If you've done it before, leave a comment so somebody understands maybe better if I'm not like explaining it right. But the only place that I used hot glue was to secure it at the end and then cut it off. And then this is what it looks like when I did the red and white and the gray and white. So I did 4 hearts like that. Then for my styrofoam comb, I used the red and white baker's twine first and just randomly just started wrapping all the way around using a little bit of hot glue at the top and at the bottom to secure it in place. And then I went back with my black yarn from the Crafter Square section at Dollar Tree and just randomly started wrapping that around. I wanted to make sure I covered all of the white though of the styrofoam, but this is also why I used the red and white, so that way you wouldn't be able to tell that it was a styrofoam like cone, right? Anyways, I just really love the contrast of red and black, and then put a little white in there to give it a little bit more of a softer touch. I just really love this color combination and this color theme of this video. So I just kept going round and round with that black until I felt like it was enough. And then I hot glued it to secure it at the top. And then I went back again with my red and white baker's twine to cover up the harshness of the black, but just to make sure that I had more red and white than black, if that makes sense. And then secured that with some hot glue as well. To cover the top of the cone, I just used my ink chalk paint from Waverly and painted that. You could put a topper on there if you want to, but it's really not a focal point to me, so it didn't really matter. Then I took these ornaments from the Dollar Tree, these heart ornaments, and I took out, I think it was 6 of these of the wood hearts. I didn't paint them. I just thought it would be great contrast, and just hot glued them all around in a random fashion on the cone. And that's it for this little set. I really love how these all turned out. It's super, super cute. I've always wanted to wrap yarn in like things, so this was really fun to do. For the next DIY, super easy this one, y'all. You're going to take this love heart from the Dollar Tree. They should have these out now. And all I did was cover up the love word with my painter's tape, making sure it was secure and tight and I wouldn't get any bleeding. And then I used my crimson colored chalk paint and gave this 3 coats. Now, the reason I gave it 3 coats is because I did not sand it down. This is a really slick surface of this heart, so sand it down before you paint it. That way the paint will stick a lot easier. I just didn't do that, and yeah, I had to do 3 coats. But hey, this is what it looks like after I'm done. Now I'm just going to remove my painter's tape, and that's it for this one. Super, super cute. I really love how this turned out. Really easy. Next up, I'm taking a wood plank from the Dollar Tree. These like brass keys I got from Amazon. They're in my Amazon store in my description box below, as well as more of these ornaments from the Dollar Tree and these hearts from Hobby Lobby. I took out one of the small red hearts and then one of the larger wood hearts from Dollar Tree, and then a small key that had a heart in it. I was really intentional to make sure that everything was a heart. This one is really easy too. So I paint my heart, my large heart white, and I paint my wood plank red. And I did both sides of that wood plank because you would see it on a tier tray. Then I took some ink chalk paint and a chippy brush, and I just distressed the edges all the way around on all 4 sides of that wood plank, just to give that more of that black color. And what it does is it makes the hearts in the middle pop even more. So then I hot glued down my white heart right onto the center, and then my red heart just kind of on the top right corner, left corner, right corner of it. And then I just put my key right onto the middle of that red heart as well. But I used super glue gel for that one. I really like the look of like a key and a heart. You have the key to my heart, right? Next up, for this last one, I'm making a set of faux books. So I have 2 of these pieces of paper. I mean, it is paper. But I have a wood crate from the Dollar Tree and 2 pieces of scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. So the first thing I did is I took some craft sticks. I picked these up from the Home Depot. You can get them at Walmart or Lowe's. And all I did was measure out the length of them on the side of my crate. When I make faux books out of these crates, I don't like the holes showing. So I try to make it look like a book for real. So I cut down the craft sticks to size, and then I just hot glue them right onto the side, and you won't even know unless you look on the inside, but it'll be upside down. So it'll look like a stack of faux wood books. Sand everything down to make sure you don't have any jagged edges. And then I use a foam brush and some Waverly chalk paint in white and covered the entire thing. I just did 1 coat. This is what it looks like once I'm done. Pick your favorite side, and then we're going to measure out where we need to cut our scrapbook paper. So I'm making it seem or look like each of these books is what these pages are. I just thought it was a really cute idea. I thought it would be really fun, and it's really, really pretty. So I just measured that out, cut it down to size, and then applied it with some Mod Podge, a generous amount of Mod Podge. I didn't put any on the front of the paper though, because I knew I was going to sand it down. And then I just repeated that step 2 more times with the other 2 like book spines or whatever what I call it, and just use some Hot Bosch and then smoothed it all out. Once all the paper was in place, I just cut down the ends where it was excess. And after it was dry, I used my finger sander, and then I went back with my sanding block from the Dollar Tree and just sanded down like the excess paper that was still on there. And then just gave it a little bit more of a sand down just to get my, you know, nice farmhouse chic charm that I love, that you guys know I really like. And yeah, and then I sanded down the face of the pages too. Just so I can have that more dusty look to it. Next, I'm going to use some jute twine from the Dollar Tree, as well as some more of these heart ornaments from the Dollar Tree. I used a natural wood, like medium size heart, and then a small red heart. I wrapped the jute twine around the book stack a few times, hot gluing it on the inside, and then hot glued both of my hearts on top. And that's it for this one. So now let's get into the reveal of this tier tray. I absolutely love how these all turned out. This tier tray is actually from the Target Dollar Spot. I repainted it and I absolutely love how it looks on here. This is going on my foyer table near my front door, and I just think it's so gorgeous, and they all fit on here just perfectly.
And we just sing along, and I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever, forever, forever.
It's heart tic-tac-toe, and I really love this. So I got this heart tic-tac-toe craft set from the Dollar Tree. It was in the Dollar Tree Plus section. It was just $3, so I had to get it. So the first thing I did is remove everything. I'm going to paint the tray using my Waverly chalk paint in white. And then I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in crimson and this folk art acrylic paint in baby pink and paint the hearts that color. So I first did my tray, and I just used a foam brush to paint this. I did have to go back in with a smaller paintbrush to get the corners and like the sides on the inside. So just be mindful of that. The foam brush worked to get a quick coverage of it all, but I had to go back with a smaller paintbrush, and I did 2 coats of that. Then I used another foam brush and painted the hearts on both sides, and I did 1 coat of the crimson because it's chalk paint, so the coverage is really good and thick. But with the baby pink acrylic color, I had to do 2 coats on each side. This is what everything looks like when it's complete, and I did not paint the bottom of the tray. So after I'm done with my hearts, I'm actually going to use these gold rub-on transfers that I found at the Dollar Tree around Christmas time. I have not seen these particular rub-on transfers since then, but when I went during the holiday season, I picked up like every single one that I saw. So anyways, they're just like regular rub-on transfers. You just cut down the letters that you need, varnish them over with either your finger, or I'm using the back of my Cricut like weeder thing. But these ones are really easy because they're not like full like letters. If you get my drift, they kind of have this like brush effect. So if you just do it with your finger, it's super easy. They stick really well. So I just put a bunch of different like Valentine words that you would find like on those little candies and stuff like that. And then I just took my my finger sander and sanded down a little bit of the box, as well as some of the sides of the hearts, just to give it that farmhouse charm, that farmhouse chic look that I really love. And that's it for this. You can style it any kind of way you want, but I really love how this turned out. Super easy and only a few bucks.
You better. The way that you talk to me, the way that you make me feel.
Mason jar sign. So I actually got this from Pop Shelf, and I think it was just $1. And then I'm going to paint it using my antique wax color from Waverly, and I just used a foam brush. I didn't do much wiping down with this. I kind of just dipped my brush in the paint a few times and then just kind of stretched it with that. So yeah, Then next I went to my Crooked Joy. I don't know if you saw that it was cutting out this phrase, the secret ingredient is always. So I cut that out on some stencil vinyl, and vinyl doesn't really stick well or at all to any wax surface. So what I should have done, and make sure you do this, is cover your piece with some Mod Podge. That way your stencil vinyl will stick on there. And I didn't do this. I usually do this where I put down some Mod Podge on top of my stencil so it stays in place. I had some issues with some of like the middle of like the O's and the D's moving while I was stenciling this in with my white Waverly chalk paint. So I just taped it down. I don't know what I was thinking. I know better than this, but it was really late at night when I was doing this craft. So just make sure you just put down some Mod Podge and then paint over it. It'll make it much easier. After it's dry, I just removed my stencil and weeded everything out that I needed to get out of it. And then I just kind of fixed everything. So in some of my like openings, like the A and the D, I had to scrape out some of the dried paint where the stencil would move, and I accidentally painted in there. So just do that. Super easy. It didn't take too much time. And then I went back over it with some more of the antique wax color. Next, I'm using these letters that I got from Amazon. They're linked in my Amazon store in the description box below, but I spelled out the word love and then painted those with my crimson colored chalk paint. You can use any red color that you want, but chalk paint just dries really fast. And then I'm going to use my favorite super glue gel that you can get from the Dollar Tree. 2 come in a pack. But if you're lucky like me, you can get 4 in a pack. I don't know why that happens, but it does. And then I just put those down at the bottom. So now it says the secret ingredient is always love. And then from the Dollar Tree, I picked up these DIY pins, took off the pink faced one with the red on the back, try to figure out where I wanted to put it on the mason jar, and just use my super glue gel again. And that's it for this one. Really cute for a tiered tray. Again, if you have a larger tiered tray, that it can go on the bottom, any table decor. But I really, really love how this turned out. It was super simple.
Oh, you're beautiful, and it's like
Next up, we have this really cute Valentine's pink truck. These are all the items I'm using, and I'm painting that truck using the baby pink color. Everything is from Dollar Tree except for the paint. So this is what my pink truck looks like once I'm done. And then I took my crimson and cameo pink color from Walmart, and I painted the wood hearts. So they're just like neutral hearts, and I just did like 3 hearts each. And then I took those DIY pins again and took the ones with the red face and the pink backing and decided to put them on the front of the wheels. So this one is super, super easy. It's just a lot of painting that you have to do, but I mean, it paints really, it's easy and it's quick. And all I did was just kind of position and arrange my pink and red hearts the way that I wanted. Use some hot glue to attach everything. I did not paint the back of my truck, but by all means go ahead and paint it that color if you want. If it goes into your tray and people can see the back of it. The tier tray that I'm putting this in, nobody will see the back of it, so that's why I didn't bother painting it. But yeah, and then after your hearts are done on the inside, just glue down the hearts for the wheel, and that's it for this one. Super cute, really easy, and adorable tier tray decor. Really adorable heart garland. So these are all of the things I'm using in this DIY. I ended up not using that red and white like gift trim or baker's twine. So for the first thing I did is I put 27 wood beads. These are 20 mm beads that you can get from Amazon. I will also have that linked in my Amazon store in the description box below. I put them in a sandwich bag, put some real red acrylic paint. I was originally going to use my crimson chalk paint, but I decided to go with this real red acrylic paint, and so I put it in a sandwich bag, like swished it around a bunch and then put them inside of a box to swish them around again to get the excess paint off. This will give you a nice smooth texture and it'll make your beads really pop and look really good. Then I took my Waverly chalk paint in white and those hearts and painted both sides. I only did one side in 2 coats. I did the other side in just 1 coat just so I could have a nice finished look. This is what everything looks like once I'm done. Then I'm going to take some twine from the Dollar Tree. I got this in the automotive section. It's a lot more thin than the twine in the crafter square section. Then I took a threading needle that I picked up from Walmart. It was in a pack of 3 and just put through my twine after I wrapped it in some tape so it's easier to put through. And then I alternated my beads going pink, red, and I did 6 beads. Then I fished through my heart, but I didn't go through the hole that is already there. I went through the top 2 holes so that way it stays front facing, if you understand what I'm saying. And then I just kept going with this process with the 6 beads, alternating pink, red, then a heart, then 6 more beads, then another heart, then 6 more beads until I was all done. I used all of the 8 hearts that came in this pack. Then to give it my farmhouse charm look, I took this burnt umber acrylic paint and a chippy brush and decided to distress the ends of my heart. I really wanted the hearts on the inside to pop, which is why I did this extra step. You don't have to do it if you don't want to because it's really pretty without that step, but it just matches my decor and my style. And that's it for this. I really love it. I think it's going to be so cute on this fireplace. I'm going to keep it over here and I just really like it.
What are you doing to me?
Anyways, I have this love word that I got from the Dollar General last year. It was $2, I believe, maybe $1. I don't remember. And then I have this dowel rod, the square dowel rod that I got from Hobby Lobby. It was like $1.15 or something like that because of the size. Anyways, first thing I do is cover the front of my sign with brown craft paper because I just don't feel like the hassle of taking off the paper. I know that there are easy ways, but I just don't feel like it, and this is totally fine for me. So then after that, I take my dowel rod and measure out the length and the width of my sign, and then I get my miter box saw and just go ahead and cut that down. The easiest way for me to get all the sides like even is just to take the side that I've already cut down first and then measure it out with that. And if I need to make any changes, I'll just go back and cut that. But after my pieces are all cut out, then I go ahead and take my sanding sponge from the Dollar Tree, sand down those raggedy edges, paint those using my antique wax color, paint the sign using my white Waverly chalk paint, and then the love word using my crimson chalk paint. This is what everything looks like after I have painted everything. I did the sign with 2 coats and everything else was just 1 coat. And now it's time for me to assemble. So I take the 2 longest pieces and put them on the top and the bottom of that sign. And then I take my super glue gel to attach my side pieces. The reason I did this is because they were too long to fit on the inside of the long rods. So that's why I went this route, but it's totally fine. I just had to attach it on the ends of the longer rods, but you can use hot glue. And then I just hot glued the love word in the middle, and that's it for this one. Super easy, y'all. Just a few steps, and it's really pretty, and I love that I can keep it up after Valentine's Day if I want it.
Your love, oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way.
Next up, I'm making this Hugs and Kisses house. So I actually got this Gather house from At Home, the store At Home. It was 90% off, so it cost me like maybe $1 because I think it was $6.99. And then from Dollar Tree, I'm using the heart ornaments, and from Hobby Lobby, the Valentine's Day phrases like "Be Mine," "Hugs and Kisses," stuff like that. So first thing I did is taped off the frame of my house and used my Waverly chalk paint in white and gave the inside 2 coats. Then I took a foam brush and my antique wax color and and painted the sides around the house. And the way that I like to do my antique wax is, without having to use like a paper towel, is just to use the foam brush, put it on there, and then wipe it off with the side of the foam brush. Then I painted my Hugs and Kisses phrase in my black acrylic paint color. So I used the Hugs and Kisses phrase out of the assortment of phrases. Then I took the painter's tape off and then painted the rest of the frame on the inside of the house using a small paintbrush to get in the corners, and then my foam brush to get the larger pieces. Then I assembled my Hugs and Kisses phrase as well as those heart ornaments. I used 4 pink and 1 red and just hot glued everything down once I was happy with the placement. And that's it for this one. Another easy one, you guys. I absolutely love this. I love that I just use hot glue so I can take the Hugs and Kisses word off as well as the hearts and then just replace it with something else for another season.
The eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need, and I'll be alright. I'll be.
For this next DIY, I'm making this hanging heart is what I'm calling it. So from Dollar Tree, I actually picked up one of these wooden hearts. I think they're a little bit bigger this year. Then from Hobby Lobby, not Home Depot, I have an assortment of words in their wood pile section. So I took out 3 different words because I wasn't sure which ones I wanted to use, either hello, loved, or welcome. So I just took them out just to figure it out while I'm still crafting. So then I take my little finger like X-OXO knife thing. I got this off of where did I get it? Amazon. I believe it's in my Amazon store. It's like a fizzers thing. And I'm just doing my faux shiplap lines. If you've been around for a while, you know I love doing faux shiplap lines on wood pieces, and I just use my Cricut ruler to get some straight lines. Then I used my crimson chalk paint and painted this heart. I just did 1 good coat. I didn't do 2 coats, didn't have to. Once that was all painted, I went back again with my Cricut ruler and my Fizzers exact like finger knife, X-OXO knife. Y'all give me what this is called. And just went back over the same shiplap lines, and you can see the definition there. Once that is complete, I took like this larger chippy brush that I got off of Amazon. It's linked in my Amazon store in my description box, as well as some antique wax paint, and just gave my heart some distressing. Really wanted to go super farmhouse with this and give it that nice deep distressing, and then it also gives those faux shiplap lines some definition. Then I took a piece of a burlap fabric that I got from burlapfabric.com. It's a huge spool that I've had for like 1.5 years. I just cut off a piece, took off the sides so that it has the frayed edges. So I took off like 3 strings on each end, and then I laid it across the front of my heart, like right in the middle, and then hot glued it on the back side and just pulled it tight so that it was tight around the front. Then I changed around my words to see which one I wanted, and I came out with hello, painted that white, and then I found these rose ornaments at the Dollar Tree, and so I painted the ones that were the natural wood color. I painted those white, and I played around with the placement on the heart where I wanted everything just to figure it out, see what I liked. And I came up with putting the welcome word on the right corner, or maybe it's the left, whichever way you're looking at it, and then the 3 roses on the opposite side, and then just hot glued those down. Super easy. Then for the holes at the top to hang this, I'm going to use some wired jute cord from the Dollar Tree and some 16 beads, 16 millimeter beads. I think you guys know what means, right? Somebody wrote in the comments that they were like, FYI, means millimeter. I mean, I know that, so I'm not sure why I had to be told that, but yeah. Anyways, I fished 10 through, and then I fished the wired jute through the holes and wrapped it around itself, and that's it. It's super easy, you guys, super cute. A few steps for this one, but it elevated it so much, just these simple things, but it looks really, really pretty.
Stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side.
For my last DIY today, I'm making this rose wreath. I absolutely love how this turned out. So from Dollar Tree, I have this 5x7 frame. I think it's new. It looks super farmhouse to me. And then I have these foam roses in red, white, and pink. And then from Walmart, I have some greenery. And then from Hobby Lobby, I have these grapevine wreaths. I got them around Christmas time. There were 4 in a pack. They were, I think, $4.99, 50% off, so I only paid a couple bucks for them. So what I do is just use some hot glue and hot glue down my roses. I do it in a form of red, pink, and white, just all the way around. This is what it's starting to look like once I am getting through it. And then I took another piece of burlap from my spool. I placed it in the middle of the top where I'm going to hang it, just so I know where I kind of need to stop putting roses at. But I just keep going around, alternating my pink, red, and white, just so I don't have a bunch of the colors bunched up, like the same colors bunched up is what I'm saying. And then I just go around and fill in where I need to so it doesn't look lopsided. Once I have everything completed, then I decide to take my greenery. At first, I wanted to use my favorite of all time greenery, the boxwood, but it was just too big to fit onto this small, dainty rose wreath. So I went with this berry wreath that I got from Walmart. I don't know when I got it. I think around spring. And I just cut off some of like the yellowish white berry looking pieces and then some of the little leaves on there. Just cut those down and then stuck them in. I didn't hot glue them yet, but you're going to see me hot glue them because they kept falling out. So once I placed enough in there, I just put more of the roses right on top of the piece of burlap so you didn't see it. And it's just really, really pretty. Then the next thing I did is just remove everything out of the frame, out of all the backing and the glass. I thought I wanted to keep the glass piece in, but I just decided not to. And then you see here, I just hot glued a bunch of the greenery pieces because they kept falling out. And then I just placed the burlap right on top, looped it over, and hot glued it down. And that's it for this one. Super cute. Oh yeah, pull down the black pieces on the back so they don't show. Or you can rip them out, whatever you want. But I really love how this turned out. This is one of my favorites of this video. I absolutely love this wreath, you guys. Oh my goodness. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Leave my side. I hope who I am is enough for you. If I'm giving you my love, giving you my love.
Alright dolls, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be blessed. Stay safe. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Mommy.
Yeah.
Can you order sushi for me? Because that sushi was good.
We'll see.
Yay. I love sushi.
Oh, you're okay, Mama. You're okay. Yeah. Oh, you just got a little runny nose. It's okay. It's because you got 2 big stinky brothers that go to school. Yeah.
Tell me what you wanna do.